Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today my talk is for my brothers and sisters that are near and around the age of 20. I'm going to be partly referring to this book in my talk, The Defining Decade. The Defining Decade. Why your 20s matter and how to make most of them now. The main point here is that what you do in your 20s and what you do in your late teens, like 18, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, it's an interesting phenomenon because now I'm going to put an Islamic twist to this, and that is that while this is probably the age where you have the most distractions because you're interested in girls or the opposite gender, guys, you're interested in playing video games, you're interested in all these distractions, but and Shaitan has all these distractions around this age for a reason. Because this is the age where because if you don't do well in this age, if you don't finish your schooling, learn your Islam, become serious, get married, and all those things that would be ideal for you to do, if you're not able to pursue them, then you have to suffer the rest of your life. If you don't take your 20s seriously and you're not doing good in school, you're going to be suffering in paying bills, and especially as this world is going in a bad economic cycle, toward the economic situation looking forward isn't great. And so if you're not making the most in terms of your health, in terms of learning self-defense, in terms of your brain, in terms of learning your deen, in terms of your spirituality, the spirituality you do in your 20s, in this age, you never forget the whole of your life. When you're old and your body is aching, or when you don't have that much time because you have a family, you have kids, you have bills, you don't have that time to give to spirituality that you do in the 20s. This is the best time to be studying. This is the best time to get married. This is the best time to be serious. This is the best time to make your life work if you are in your 20s. If any of you that's listening to this are in your 20s, please pay attention to what I'm saying. And if you're not in your 20s, then forward this talk of mine to anybody that's in the 20s, right? Shaitan has, and it's so interesting, right? Think about this. Just for a second, think about this. That Quran said 1,400 years ago, don't drink alcohol, don't do intoxicants, don't do gambling, don't do these things. And 1,400 years later, right, this is the world that Shaitan has created. It's not like in Sikhism, if you know those people that wear the turban, and the Sikhs, they wear, they're supposed to carry a dagger, they're not supposed to cut their hair, which is why they wear a turban. Totally, it may have had some relevance carrying a dagger at their time, has no relevance in our time. So Islam is a religion that when it said don't do something, it was going to even be more important as the end days came. Now, if you are in your 20s and you want to make a difference in the world, and the Muslim Ummah is counting on you, right? Then the best thing you can do for yourself and for the Ummah is to take your 20s seriously. Is to try to curtail your distractions in life and to try to be as serious as possible when it comes to your your health, your work ethics, your schooling, your learning, your deen, your commitment, your spirituality, right? When it comes to your marriage and all of that, instead of fooling around and going to clubs and all the things that go on, right? This is the time to be serious. If you want to really make a difference, if you want to be a leader, if you want to be part of those people that can maybe make it to the army of Imam Mahdi, then you got to be serious about your 20s, right? This is the age that makes it or breaks it. And over here I want to say, let me start by reading this. In a rare study of lifespan development, researchers at Boston University and University of Michigan examined dozens of life stories written by prominent, successful people toward the end of their lives. They were interested in autobiographically consequential experiences or circumstances that people had the strongest influence on how life unfolded thereafter. While important events took place from birth until death, those that determined the years ahead were most heavily concentrated during the 20-something years. What you do between the ages of, I'd say, 18 to the ages of 29, 28 are most important in your entire life. It's not like you cannot make up for what you missed. You cannot make up for what you missed. And so it is very, very important that this is the time where you find the right friends. This is the time where you set the right goals in life. This is the time where you work on your willpower. And talking about willpower, I'll be talking about willpower very soon. There are a lot of good books out there on willpower, and you should, inshallah ta'ala, take a look at these books. I'll be giving summary of some of these books, like I am of this. So it's very, very important that you do take your 20-something seriously. By the time you're in your 30s, life has already moved on. You're at work, you're already married, or getting married, or stuck in your career, and so over here it says, in our 30s, consequential experiences start to slow. School will be over, or nearly so. We will have invested time in careers or made the choice not to. We or our friends may be in relationships and starting families. We may own, etc., etc. The deceptive irony is that 20-something years may not feel all that consequential, because you feel like you have a lot of time. Oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it next month. I'll do it, and the 20s go away. It is easy to imagine that life's significant experiences begin with big moments and exciting encounters, but this is not how it happens. The most important time is the 20s. Okay? And so researchers in the same study found that the most substantial and lasting events that led to career success, personal success, financial success, family success, all these things happened because of the seriousness and the time that they gave in their 20s. Okay? To a great extent, our lives are decided by far-reaching 20-something moments we may not realize are happening at all. So what you do in your 20s is extremely important. Please pass on this information to our young youth who are in their teens, who are in their 20s. Al-mujahidu la ya'rifu illa al-jad. A mujahid, a person who's serious, who's a believer, who's a strong believer, he doesn't know anything but seriousness, especially in the 20s. You read the stories of the great scholars of Islam, you'll see the importance of the 20s, that age, right? Khalid ibn Walid was a general by the time he was 18 years old. And so I'm challenging my Muslim brothers and sisters, the sons and daughters of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the sons and daughters of Islam. I'm challenging you to do something to make the most of your 20s. At every level, at the emotional, at the intellectual, at the physical level, at the spiritual level, become more serious. Be less distracted. Set goals for yourself. Set goals for yourself and try to meet those goals. Even if you don't meet those goals, the fact that you tried to meet those goals means a lot more than just sitting around and doing nothing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us success in this life and the next life, and make leaders out of this next generation of Muslims, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Make sure to subscribe today, and make sure you like, and make sure you leave your comments and ideas. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله